Welcome to In the Know with Steph and Joe. In the Know with Steph and Joe is all about small business development. These two entrepreneurs bring real-life experience, laughter, and, well, just a ton of knowledge on how to build your small business and make it thrive. After all, this is your creation. Now learn how to make it sing. In the Know with Steph and Joe airs Fridays at 3 p.m. right here on 216 The Net. Like, follow Steph's books and Restoration One of Cary, along with 216 The Net on Facebook, and subscribe to the 216 The Net YouTube channel.
Oh, hey, we're here. Sorry.
There we go.
I guess we're back.
I was gonna say I thought I could squeeze one more comment before the mics came on, but I guess not.
That's not.
He'll have to save it for what you learned today.
There you go.
Nope. That one's a green room. Nope. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
All right, let's talk follow-ups. So you follow up, you follow up, you follow up, you follow up. How many times you follow up? How often do you follow up?
If I send out like a sales proposal, I'll follow up a maximum of 3 times.
What's follow-up mean to you?
Like I'll send an email, maybe a phone call if I'm super interested, and then maybe one more email.
Do you follow up with your kids?
What do you mean? Well, yeah.
I mean, like, yeah.
What, like if something got accomplished?
How much? Yeah. How much does follow up matter to you as far as like all facets of life, not just
Business.
I mean,
Yep.
I don't know. I guess I would probably say I am not a very good follow-upper. Just
upper.
Yeah, because if I tell you how to do something and I give you the steps, or like whether you're my kid or an adult or a client, then do it. Like
That
I'm not
might
your
be
baby.
that might be why we get along so well.
I'm
because,
like,
I'm
I'm not your babysitter.
I want to tell you go do it, and you go do it. And if you don't come to me and ask me questions,
Then I assume it's done.
I think, hey, you did it. Great. Way to go. You're
Right.
doing it to the fullest potential, right?
Right. I will say, like, I probably should make an effort to follow up more in certain things, because like, for example, today we had our first renter move into the basement in the building.
Congrats. That's a big win. Give her a round of applause. Cat production, the other side.
Asked me, she was like, hey, do you have, she's like something about the mailbox, like how do you get your mail? And I'm like,
Good
I
question.
don't know.
What are you talking about?
I'm like,
Just moved in myself. Don't know.
I don't know. I'm like, I have a P.O. box, so everything goes to my P.O. box. Like, I don't know. I'm like, I didn't think that people would send stuff here. And then she's like, so I'm like, okay. So then I went over to one of my neighbors in the complex and I was like, hey, how do you get your mail? And then they're like, you should have got a key at closing. And I was like, nope.
I forgot to give that one to you.
No,
I'm kidding.
And then I'm like,
But
it's just
that's
like another
funny.
like list of things that like I'm gonna have to put on that I need to next time I make like a purchase for whatever, like either hi mom, either like a home,
Hi,
or
Mom.
if I buy another building, like now I have to add that to my list of shit to follow up on is the key, because they didn't have the key, so now I have to go to the post office and pay the $20 for them to rekey the lock and figure out if anybody sent anything there in the last 4 months.
Derek says hola.
Hello.
Oh, hola, Derek.
So like it's kind of
Well,
weird.
okay. So is follow-up there the follow-up for yourself and making sure you do your own follow-ups? Hi, Steph. We're on a radio show.
Oh, I'm sorry there.
She's just following up with some people.
She's following up. Wait.
She's
we need
just
to take a
following up with some
brief
people.
time out for
Hold
Steph
on.
to follow up.
All right.
Hold on, they don't have internet at the building right now.
Here?
No, at my building.
She forgot to follow
Oh.
up. She forgot to follow up by paying that
She
bill.
forgot to follow up with the internet providers.
Obviously, she's not a big fan of follow up.
A follow up. She said that. So personally, I find that follow up is something that keeps my kids in line.
Okay.
Follow up is something that, to me, if I were to do it with everybody, it doesn't matter what, I'm going to follow up, right? Carrie says repetition is reputation, right? So whatever your reputation is based on whatever you repeat.
Is it follow up or follow through?
Or both. Hey. So to me, one of the basic things that I can use as an example to follow up is my oldest daughter has the worst time waking up in the morning. And this morning, what type of follow-up are we? I'm sorry. Derek just commented, what type of follow-up are we talking about today? All follow-up, Derek. Isn't it all the same?
Follow up.
Just do it.
All right. We're talking about follow up.
Thank you. Follow up. So yes, all types.
Yeah.
So I told my kid, hey, if you don't get up in the morning at 6:30 when your alarm goes off, I'm squirting you with a squirt gun. Now, that means 0 if she knows I will not follow through. Follow through versus follow up. Okay, that might be the difference here, right? So I bought 2 literal 9mm squirt guns off of Amazon because they were dirt cheap, and pew pew. And when I can walk into her room and she's not up, I will follow through on that. So I guess follow up to me is follow through. I say I'm going to do, therefore I do.
Okay, but so when you guys so if you guys send out a bid for a job,
now we're getting into different.
Right, but so if you send out the bid, how many times do you guys follow up after you send the bid to see if you guys are going to close the bid? And then why is that number your final number?
I would say it depends on how busy we are. If we get a natural event and we have 60 jobs that come in and you can't handle it, I'm not.
You're not going to follow up at all?
I'm not going to follow up. You're right there?
Yeah.
But I guess so, fine. In a normal.
Well, no. It's not that I won't follow up. It's that we won't follow up as much because we're inundated with jobs, right? That's a difference. If we're in a slow period, we will follow up more often because we have more time to do so. Go ahead. Kent. Somebody from the audience?
Yeah, I somebody from the audience is asking, and I kind of like what Derek is saying. What type of follow up are we talking about? Is this a prospect follow up? Is this a Is this a we've already done business and it's a follow up on our search? You know what I'm saying? So I see what Derek is saying, because a prospect follow up, if you're out and you're trying to build a relationship. I might just touch you a couple times a year, maybe. Unless I really like you, and then I need to touch you a bunch.
The more you touch me, the more I like it.
Right. The rule of thumb that as a salesperson that I kind of grew up with was 10 touches. Right. So
over what period of time? Because if you touch me 10 times in 5 seconds, I'm really gonna.
No, right. No, yeah. There's you can't be annoying. Hey.
No.
Right.
I said I'm gonna like it.
No, you can't be annoying.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah.
Right.
We're good.
So that's my. You got to follow up. You got to touch them 10 times. That's it.
Over a year.
Said the priest. Never mind. All right.
So my thing now is, yes, because I'm a numbers guy. Yeah. I love numbers.
Yeah.
So how do you have 10 times in a year?
Yeah. So in the lending business, right?
Industry specific.
Yeah, in the lending business, you're building relationships. So, it's going to be let's say you and I go on we go for coffee, and then great, and then I bump into you at a mixer. That's a touch, but I'm not going to be specific necessarily about what we were talking about or what the business I'm trying to get, right? But I would count that as a touch. And then let's say 4 weeks down the road, I reach out and follow up with the conversation we had, or hey, good seeing you. You know what I mean? So it depends if I'm trying to slow play. If I'm trying to slow play the person, the client or the prospective client, or if I'm aggressive and setting their house on fire.
So let's all agree right off the get-go, because this seems to be kind of the norm for all of us, is follow-up is based on so many variables, right? What type of, who are you following up with? What type of follow-up? How many times? How great are they? How much do I really want to be involved with them? Am I really looking to be involved with them? That to me is kind of where the follow-up makes a big difference as far as what I'm going to do. So you have a number in your head. I have a number in my head as far as like how many I do or like to do for each type of industry. Service that I've done.
And I got that number because let's say I land the deal on touch number 5. There's still to build that relationship right. I can't just stop touching. I got 5 more touches. Right?
I understand. I just
It just sounds bad.
So hard. Stop, say something.
So
you're like so involved in something else.
So
you're touching so many other things.
But here's the key. Here's the key to follow up. I think if I tell Steph, listen, I'm gonna follow up with you on Thursday at 3, and I follow up with her on Thursday at 5, I've missed the follow up.
Follow through. Right? You're getting thrown under the bus. Thank you, Aunt Sharon.
I don't know. Yeah. I think all of my follow-ups, I just apply the 3-strike rule. Like I'll do it 3 times and then that's it. Like then
California, 3 strikes and you're out.
And like if I send an email to a client and I'm like, hey, I need this, and this document. Usually I don't check back for a long time until like I circle back around to it, because I'll just move them to the back of the bus for scheduling and I'll move on to these other things. And then when I finish these other tasks, then I circle back around and, I still don't have this. Then I'll circle back and be like, hey, so like we're working on it. I
love that. That's the same way I did in my insurance world. So continue on it, because I love that.
I mean, so like now we have a process in the office, because that's really kind of not the best customer service thing to do. So now the team has their set group of clients, and then there's like certain clients that we need to request documentation from in order to do their monthly service. So they do it once a week now, and it's every same day, every week they send the request out.
Email blast to whoever they need, send 3 or 4 or 5, 6 emails, whatever the list is, 12, 20, 400.
Yeah. So
these are all the clients. We need this stuff.
Yeah. So I feel like I operate as do as I say, not as I do kind of thing when it pertains to follow-ups.
Fair enough.
But you may not do, but you still work to get done. It's not like you're not doing.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I double check instead of checking with the client. Now I just check in with my team. Like, hey, did those emails go out today? Or blah, 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 blah. So it's
not like you're
I'll
not
follow
doing
up with them, but like, it's not like I just leave things on the wayside. But what we haven't done that was kind of maybe a stupid play is recently we had 2 people that we had quoted over maybe about a year ago circle back around and be like, oh, we're ready now. So if we would have maybe some of those sales.
That's one of my favorite points of this show.
Yeah, so maybe those sales that we, during like the slower time, we should have been touching a base and been like, hey, are you guys like still interested in bookkeeping services? How did your year go with the other firm? Blah, blah, blah. We're still here if you would like us to requote. And so that's something that we're going to start implementing in our follow-up strategies.
When we first started talking about the show, that was what my immediate mind went to, because I'm all sales.
You're a sales guy.
I sell, right? Like I could pitch. So to me, it's like, oh, follow up, sales. When do I follow up my client saying, hey, you ready to buy? Hey, you ready to buy? Hey, you ready to buy? Right. So that to me was, how often do you follow up with sales when I was walking into the show? Now we started talking and I started thinking right away in the green room in the beginning of the show, there's so much more to follow up, whether it be your employees, your kids, your whatever. But when it comes to sales, that's a real specific kind of, to me, finite line in the sand, as in, I know I have a program every time I sell. I want to hit this amount of times. I want to talk to that person and make sure that they know I'm on the radar.
Still involved.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to have them call back to me a year later and go, oh, I want your job. How many more did I lose?
Right.
That would yeah. You have a button for that.
I know. I on Bill's show this morning, Innovative Strategies.
Haas.
He had on Grayson Soderholm. Grayson is 15 years old. Did you catch this?
Caught a bit of it.
And I don't know if you know. Just a sharp kid, and he's got a window washing business. So he started with a lemonade stand when he was younger, and he built it up, and he was making money. And now he owns a window washing business, and he has 3 employees. He's 15. He's going to be 15 this month. His net income last year, $50,000. Right? And
impressive.
Very, right?
For a 15-year-old, name me one.
Hey, right?
Name me one that anybody knows.
And now he's turning 15, so down in Texas is where he's at. He's going to get a truck, right? He's 15. His business is going to buy him a truck. He's going to.
I get a driver's license. I can buy a truck.
Right? And I asked him a little bit about it. I'm like, hey, you're 15. Do you get a lot of business? Because he's commercial and residential. I'm like, you get a lot of people are like, hey, listen, buddy, it's here's a
few shekels.
I go, here's a Coke and a candy bar. You can wash my windows.
Yes. Right.
And
not taken seriously.
Right. Not taken seriously.
Correct.
And he said that it's, he represents himself and his employees represent the company the right way. And they go in with, and explain in detail, they show up with the right equipment. He's not just out there with an ice scraper.
Don't say Joe Schmo.
Right. No. And he goes, we're not showing up with Windex or that glass cleaner in a can. That's like rubbing mayonnaise on a window. So the kid has got a really good business, right? But he says it takes sometimes, 3, 4, 5. But he goes, once I get one, they usually talk to each other, and I start getting calls then, like, hey,
100%.
Yeah.
So follow-up is not only, hey, do I follow up with the person I'm trying to sell to, the person I'm trying to have, as a referral partner or whatever. It also is follow-up and making sure that I follow through with my business. And if I can do that right work, because not many people at 15 would think to know how to wash a window correctly.
Right. With the squeegees, with the whole works, the whole.
That to me is incredible. How we should pull him on the show, but
He would come on. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
We can get him
Yeah,
on
Bill was
sometime.
talking about him at a mixer. I saw Bill at
Yeah.
like a week or so ago.
That sounds fun.
So I mean, he, and I was talking about it, and he's got his P&L. I mean, he knows. He goes, I've got it right over here on my board, so I know exactly how much I'm going to put down on that truck, how much payments are going to be, and interest I'll have to pay, and exactly when I'm going to be able to pay that off, And I'm just like, this kid's got it going, it's great. But that's that follow through piece, right? And I think that follow up, follow through. The hardest one for me, right, is when I give a referral to you, Joe, and you don't follow up with them. Right? We've all done that. We've given somebody, hey,
Totally.
Give Derek a, hey, you
Is that on you though?
It
Hey,
reflects
Yeah,
on you.
yeah. Well, it
Yeah.
reflects. Oh,
Right.
great point. Great point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is that on you?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
if I'm saying I trust this
I
person,
hope you guys don't think I'm a piece of shit and I didn't give the referral, but I'm just saying.
No.
No, I'm just saying, like,
you didn't follow up.
I'm kidding.
No.
I'm just saying, like, if I trust you,
No, right.
if I trust you enough to refer a client or a family member or a friend of mine to you to use your service, and then you blow them
Yeah.
off, like, it's
Was that
like,
the back to the
right.
shame on you, shame on me?
well, it's just like it looks bad on me because then
Mm-hmm.
who are these inner circle people that I have that I allegedly trust and that are like-minded business owners? And if they run their stuff like that, then I
Garbage in, garbage
It's
out.
like the same thing like when you're like a girl in high school and you have a slutty friend.
I
And,
remember that.
Sorry, never been there.
you
I
know, and then
remember
Actually, I tell my kids I was there every year, so no.
When you were a young girl, right?
When
you were
I was a little
girl.
when I was a little girl, I
I'm
used to
just
do
saying,
this,
it's
right?
like when you're
no,
like a younger girl and you have like that slutty friend, then everybody assumes you're the
Yep.
slutty friend too.
damn it,
And
I've
so-
never met her.
Right.
So it's just like, it's like the same thing.
There's
when
no
you-
3 strikes at that time, is there?
Right, because then when you refer, then they start questioning, like, oh, well, if this is like who she trusts to do business with, then does she really know what she's doing with my stuff? And then this is like it's like a whole domino effect then, because then it's your
Yeah.
reputation.
So I feel like though, in the beginning, when you first start your business, your venture, your whatever, you have to kind of accept everybody.
Well, yeah, but like I've mentioned at some of the networking groups that where we've been at together,
Yeah.
that sometimes I will test somebody out and have them quote for my business before I will refer them to my clients. So like if I'm like, hey, I need a quote for blah 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 services, and if I don't feel like you followed up and followed through and did like the proper stuff, then I won't refer you. Because then if you can't even like, which I feel like I'm your audition piece, so I feel like there should be the best foot forward for that.
Okay.
Because like if you want access
fair.
to my Rolodex, then you're going to do your proper follow-ups and follow-throughs with me out of anybody.
Yeah.
So do you feel you're good at doing that?
What? Like if you send
following up with like making sure that you're vetting those people good. Right? Like if I'm a new company to you and I come up to you and you're like, I kind of know. You're probably not going to be a great one. I'm going to hold back. I'm going to really be cautious.
I just tell people I already got a guy in that sector.
Yep.
Or a person.
Yep.
I got a person.
Again, so dirty.
Let's
Like, I
see
just
what
don't-
Derek has.
Wow. We had some comments come in.
Well,
So many people in that.
says, hey, what's
Oh,
up?
really?
I'm like, yeah.
That's easy.
I got a guy.
I never knew
I got a
that.
girl. Whatever.
Bush 1G. Wise up. All right, next. I follow up with those people, Derek. I follow up with those people that I refer out to. I let them know I referred someone, and anything that might be pertinent to them, I don't just refer and move on. I want to make sure they are getting taken care of, even if God, my contacts are
Even
dry
if I
today.
trust
Even
them
if
as a
yeah,
professional.
thank you.
Because I think that makes them feel it's even more important.
You know, you said this
And listen,
screen is way clearer. It
yeah.
doesn't matter. My contacts went dry.
And listen, we are not trying to make Derek sound drunk. I mean, it's it's a Friday, Derek, but Jesus, The way he had Joe read that sounds like
listen. I like.
Sounds like a
So
pirate.
I follow.
Jamie, how are you?
Well,
Yeah.
Well, so like Derek,
Who am
yeah.
I?
So
Right.
Derek had mentioned, I don't know if how close he is with, or like how much he knows this lady or whatever from Facebook or whatever. But yeah, he did that, like where he had mentioned my name or referred me to a colleague of his, and then they had contacted me before Derek had an opportunity to like reach out to me, like.
Mhm.
Like she must have like insta typed as he was typing the text message, giving me the heads up. And so then I was like, hey, I was like, and then when Derek messaged me, I'm like, yeah, yeah, I talked to her. This is what it is. And is it about this? And he's like, yeah, that was fast. I was like,
how often? So when you refer people out, how often do you reach out to that person that you referred out?
Usually I do those intro emails and then people reply all on them. And then you could see, but sometimes they like reply all too many times.
Oh,
so just so
God.
you know, like once you guys make the initial like hello and like thank me
So
for the
true.
intro, take me off the email.
Right.
Like I don't care
start your
about
own thread.
anything else.
Start your own thread.
Just
Don't-
hit reply instead of reply all. Like
so true.
like I no longer care about the conversation that's
Well,
being
hang on.
had.
So if you get
So true.
included or you introduce somebody and everybody's off and running, do you feel as though if there's no response, you have to reply back? Is that a follow-up you should do? Like if you make that introductory email, is it something that you should follow up with again? Like, hey guys, just want to make sure you all saw this.
Like more often or not, like more often I will either send the like how Derek does, I'll either do a phone call outlining some of the key things that they would need to know, or I will do a text message to
That's
the person prior so they know it's coming, to be like, hey, I'm sending this to you and whatever. So then there's really like an unlikely situation for them to have missed that email.
Totally.
And stuff, and be like, hey, does this client fit your demographic or whatever? Does this is this what you're looking for? Are you taking on new clients? Like whatever.
How often when doing this, how often do you follow up with the person that you referred out to make sure that that was the correct client for them?
Well, I do it before I send the intro. So like I had a situation where I have a client that's international. So like they're international, but their business is here in the US. So I called a few of the CPAs that I know and is like, hey, this is in this. Do you want to take this on? Because there potentially is international bank accounts. There's, these other things that don't affect my ability to do bookkeeping, but it's a pain in the ass to do taxes.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to refer you out and then have to follow up and go, hey, did you get my client?
Right.
Because
so
I'm looking to follow up with you to make sure you took care of them.
Right. So I'll give them the call and be like, hey, this is and this. Do you want it? And if they say yes, then I will make the intro.
Exactly what Derek said.
Yeah. Because then there's just more of like everybody's on the same page then. Everybody knows it's coming. Because like I've had situations where like I met somebody at a mixer and I was like, hey, I have some people I can introduce you to. Not looking for me to make a sale, but I know people that would help to grow their business. And I'm like, I'll send out some intro emails the next day or whatever. And then I send an email to the person I met at the mixer saying, hey, it was nice to meet you. I'm going to send those intro emails out. I talked to those people and then I never hear from them. So then I never send the intro emails then because clearly like
they're dead to me.
Yeah. Like, so like, well, I'm not going to make any more. Like, why am I going to let them blow off other people in my Rolodex that, are going to take
You're
the time?
protecting your people.
Well, yeah. Like, wouldn't you be annoyed? Like if I just sent you like an intro email, like if I specifically called you out, like on a variety of emails.
No, I wouldn't be annoyed. I'd be like,
and then you're emailing and following up, and then they just
because I don't email and follow up.
Well, I'm just saying, or if I send it to like Christine or something. Or
whatever, then I would be mad if Christine didn't follow up.
But like, it's just like those like weird, like things like that. So like if I have like an actual client or something that's like a solid deal, I will.
Listen, just a quick shout out to our good friends over at Steph's Bookkeeping Service, stephsbooks.com, 847-942-3004. And our good friends over at Restoration One of Cary for all your fire, smoke, water, mold needs.
Dead bodies.
Dead bodies. You need a clean scene. Call Joe.
Come on. Oh, she's gonna not be happy with you on that one. She's gonna follow up with you on that.
You
one.
need mold that needs to go. Call Joe.
There you go.
go.
This is why I don't answer to my name in public, because
That's
everything rhymes with Joe.
Right.
I
That's
feel like this is like a Dr. Seuss hour.
it is.
Joe, whoa, go.
So how do you respond to, so Joe, I said I was going to follow up with you on Thursday at 5, and on Saturday I send you an email and I'm like, oh my gosh, I apologize for the delay in getting this to you. Where's your mind at with a late follow-up?
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
It depends on how much I want or need what you're offering. So like that would be a factor. But normally if you don't prioritize my time and this, then I won't make you a priority in response. Like I will get to you when I get to you, because that's the way I feel that you're treating me with when you tell me I'll follow.
Even though I said I apologize and appreciate you.
Listen, great.
Yeah.
I'm sorry it goes so far if you do it multiple times.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying is to me.
So you'll give them one.
If you do it once and you have a reason and we talk about it and whatever, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you say something specific in the email and
Right.
you're like, I'm so sorry, my son got taken away by ambulance. Whatever, I'm, back in the mix now. Like, I feel like that would be
is in the mix like I'm in the back of the ambulance on my Wi-Fi.
Well, no, that you're back
on
in
my
the
hotspot.
I'm just saying if it's like a 2 or 3 day delay.
Riding to the hospital.
Do you send a picture?
No. But I'm just saying,
no, absolutely not.
I'm just saying if somebody had like a
picture.
specific reason for not being there or meeting the deadline, then I feel like I don't know. Then it
in my mind,
sense.
if you have set the first appointment, whatever, and we have this set thing, and you have blown past that set timeline, and let me just say, I'm not perfect.
No, what?
Right? Nobody's perfect. Like we're not all going to
things
make
happen.
it.
Life happens.
However, first time it happens, okay. I better make sure that the next time I meet somebody, in my mind, if I'm thinking of it, and this is the way I think of it when somebody's approaching me, is if they're trying to meet with me and they're late one time, we'll reset it. We'll go back at it. We'll meet up. But after that, if you're late again 2 times, now I'm like, okay, back of the bus or back of the line or back of the right. Like I don't care. You're officially like kind of off the radar in like 2 or 3 good times. But if you come back the second time and say, I really am working hard and here I am and I show up and you're early and you're this and you're that and yada, yada. That's because that's my mindset. Yeah. This is how I would do it.
Yeah.
I would make up for it on the second time because I knew the first time I let you down. And now I have a negative outlook in your eyes. So that's how I would approach it, is say, I'm now gotta be extra on.
So what's your thought and opinion then when you have to do the follow-up? Like if you're waiting for someone to send you a bid and then you're the one that has to follow up to ask where your bid is, will you follow up and do that, or will you just
it depends
move
on
on
how
to the next
important the bid
potential
is
contractor?
And it variables. It depends. How many bids are available? How many bids do I have out there? How many people am I working with? Is this somebody that I really, really, really trust? I just happen to know they're maybe busy. It just kind of depends. I don't know.
I mean, like if you have somebody come to your house to bid you on something at your house, like I don't know.
My windows. If they don't follow up with me, I'm not following. Oh no, nope. No, you're not looking for my business. You're not looking for my business. You're not going to hustle. You're not going to work. Hell no.
Yeah.
Right, because you feel like if I already have to chase you to give you my money, then it's that much worse when I'm waiting for material.
Right. Well,
You? Do you?
Um,
I mean,
no.
come on. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. I guess.
No, usually like if someone comes to my house to bid me on something, like I let it go. If somebody came to the building to bid me on something, depending on the vibe I got from them and the recommendation and whatever, maybe I would be like, hey, what's going on? Especially if it's somebody I'm gonna see again. Like I feel like it's so awkward. I don't know if anybody's experienced out there in the radio listening world, but like, have you ever been in a situation where you've been caught like with your pants down where you were supposed to follow up with somebody or meet them for lunch or something, and then you're like got to go to the networking meeting like 2 days later and you like totally
run into them and go, oh shit, sorry.
So it's like, you know, like
how do you...
I've done that to Dawn several times.
Well, she's still in Vegas right now, so we're good.
Right, yeah.
No,
we're good.
Back. She got back like I think Wednesday night or something, maybe Thursday morning.
And she'll be like, hey, I'm here. Where are you? Ah, fuck.
Okay.
I'm on my way. I got stuck in traffic. I'll be there in 3 minutes.
Yeah. Hang on. How often do you guys... So is follow-up with appointments as important?
Yeah, because it's burned me before where like I've set an appointment
like that?
Well, it's been worse because I set an appointment and I drove all the way to St. Charles.
Oh, balls.
Yeah.
That's a waste.
I drove all the way to St. Charles and I'm sitting there. We were meeting at a Starbucks or whatever.
I think you told me about
and
this
then
one time.
the guy, and then I'm like sitting there
this.
and sitting there and sitting there. So like after like 10 minutes, he was like late. I messaged him. I'm like, hey, are you coming? Like, what is this?
He's like, oh, we had a meeting.
And he's like, I never really technically confirmed the appointment after we set the time. And I'm like, well, I don't even understand what that means.
Right.
Like,
what are
so
you
yeah.
talking
So if
about?
I have to, so like that's happened once or twice, maybe like 3 or 4 times really, but like, so now
that happens a lot in my industry.
So now I will, if I have to leave my office to go somewhere, I will confirm it before, like maybe like an hour before, and be like, hey, just want to check in, make sure we're still good. Or like if it's an early morning appointment, then I'll just confirm the night before, so I'll follow up on it. But normally I don't, because you're an adult and put it in your fucking calendar.
Well, I agree with that.
Like,
I'm just telling you that, like, but if it's somebody new, do you follow up every time?
No. If we set an appointment and we set
you're a fucking adult. I love that.
If we set an appointment and we set a time, like now I've gotten better though at sending calendar invites to people where they have to confirm the calendar invite.
Those. Sorry, I hate those.
That's the only way that it ensures that they saw it, that it's on their calendar and they can't tell me that they forgot or they didn't put it on or didn't save or whatever. Like you are accepting my invite.
It's there.
Right. Like
what if they don't accept?
Then I take it off my calendar, like usually 30
and you're
minutes.
Over.
Like usually like 30 minutes before we're supposed to meet, I'll take it off.
I like that. Okay.
Just to leave it.
I like that.
And because you'll get a notification too that I canceled. So yeah, so I started doing calendar invites to help kind of combat.
I'm gonna start scheduling everything with you. Hey, put it in your calendar. Send me an invite. Nope.
Do you calendar up?
Huh? Me? What's that mean?
Do you put your follow-ups on the calendar, or do you?
No. Nope.
You don't.
Nope.
Then how do you? What do you?
How do you know when and where you're supposed to be if you don't put it on a calendar?
Right.
Well, I put my events into a calendar. I show up at events because I put things into my calendar.
Well, that's what Ken's asking.
Right.
You.
No. Do you put your? I thought you were asking. Do you put your follow-ups into the calendar?
Well, yeah. How do you know who you're supposed to call when?
Thank you. No, I do not.
Like
she was saying something different. Ha ha.
So
dig into this one, y'all. I love this.
So wait, so if you have a meeting with me at 5:00 today,
it's gonna be on my calendar.
Right. And do you put a secondary note to yourself to follow up with me on Monday about the conversation we had?
If I feel there needs to be one.
Oh.
Yeah. See, I'm
wow.
See, we
just learned something here today, y'all.
See, I'm color coded, right? So if I, it depends how it goes, right? if if I'm following up with something or following through with something we talked about there, absolutely it goes right in. And I'm a paper calendar person. I don't do the digital, right?
I'm a millennial enough that I can do the digital,
Yeah.
but like I still like it written out.
Yeah, I
agree
pretty
with you.
much ignore the phone all the time. I mean,
I do. Oh, I ignore the phone too until I need it.
So I would,
Hmm.
and then it's color coded. So
You
if
color coded people.
oh
It's
yeah,
too much sometimes.
No.
It's like
no,
Dawn had me look at her calendar while she was driving. We were whatever she was
Yeah.
driving, and I was in the passenger seat. And her thing, and she's like, "Do I have anything scheduled at this time?" And she handed me her phone, and I was like, I'm like, "Yeah, like you have this like thing and whatever." And she's like, "What color is it?" And I was like, "I don't know, yellow." And she's like, "Oh, that means that can't be moved, so that can't be rescheduled."
So that's a permanent one.
Yeah.
And I was
Yellow is
like-
permanent.
And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Your colors are weird."
no,
but
I'm that
okay."
way. So yeah, Carrie says Joe either remembers everything or nothing. There's no in between.
Yeah, Rich is the same way.
It's the truth. Yes. And
So listen, my kids will say, "Get your calendar out there. Put it on your calendar."
if I put it in my calendar, it's good, right? Like
Right.
I'm okay with it. It's fine. It like this
So-
is it.
So mine, like I've got green for the bank.
That doesn't mean I remember it.
Right. It doesn't necessarily. Right. So I've got green for the bank.
Wait, my sister just chimed in.
Uh-oh,
Yeah.
Anne Marie says
Same,
Carrie. Same. So that's my sister saying.
Must be
So
running
it's
in the
genetic.
family.
It's
Yeah.
genetic. That's not my fault.
So like I've got green. Green is for the bank. Purple is for the college, right? Orange is basketball. Blue is here. And then a red is that's like a customer follow up or follow through. So
Important.
it could be purple and red. It could be green and red, right?
I have
Because then I know which business I'm working it for.
in
Yeah,
4.
I
Yeah.
guess you have. Yeah, I guess you have so many moving parts in your everyday.
Yeah,
Well, that's your color coordination
Yeah.
now.
Right.
Follow up.
Yeah.
You're not making. You make a note to follow up with somebody.
yeah, that's
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
It's red.
Yeah, it's red. Customer follow up, red.
I used to do that when
Yeah.
I was in insurance.
Yeah.
I would do that because I would, in fact, I would send an
Yeah.
email to myself
Yeah.
with all of my, I would send an email for each email that I had to send.
Well, I don't know if this is like super lazy or not, but
Yes.
our CRM automatically does the follow up. Like we have automated emails that just go out. Like after.
You can set up your email
Yeah.
to do that. Yes,
Yeah,
and
I've
I
got
did the same.
Salesforce. We can do the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
There's so much AI that can do
Yeah.
that, right?
Right.
So follow up now is like, okay, how personal is your follow up,
Mhm.
right? Because I could send a template email, but really?
No,
Wait, really?
Nope.
You should read that. All right, so Steph said that. Are we? No, that's
No.
what I learned today.
That's
All right,
it.
hang on, we're getting to that one.
Yeah, no, schmoes.
So Amory says that it's not her fault. She can't blame it all on mom and dad, lol, but we will.
She's a post-it queen, so she puts everything on post-its.
She is correct. Yeah. She absolutely is.
Yes.
All right.
Valerie loves a good post-it.
Hang on now. That's a great point.
Yeah.
What is your method of keeping yourself on task to follow up, right? Because we're all talking about doing the follow up, but how do you remind yourself to follow up?
It's all right here, baby.
Yeah.
That's your calendar,
Right here.
right? For my sister, there you go. There's his calendar.
Yeah, I have a little notebook, and that's part of my daily like task schedule. Like I might have it on my computer, like my work tasks, but then I also sprinkle in the follow-ups that need to be done and handled that I don't have a work task for. But if Rich is listening, then I know he's going to chime in because he keeps trying to make me make those follow-up things a work task. So this way, then I don't have to sprinkle them in and remember them.
So my sister is clearly chiming in and actively listening. She said ADHD
Everywhere.
needs shiny, bright notes everywhere. LOL. And that is her process to getting things done, right? Yours is your notebook. Certain, that's like when you said that, it reminded me of Blue's Clues. Handy dandy notebook. Sorry. Yeah. So when I do she is so ADHD. Do you see that? Do you get where I when I do my notes, I need something in one precise spot that I can go back to and look. And since I am a millennial and I know this thing never leaves my side, I can easily I actually started texting myself, just straight text, send, and then it ping and pops up. And I'm like, that's the greatest thing. Because if I exit out of the text real quick, right when I hit send, it stays as a new text. So I have to go in and look at it.
I don't know. I have like my notebook, but like I'm also the same person that will grab whatever available piece of paper and I'll write stuff on it. So I have random sheets of
little
stuff,
chunks
like,
of everything
everywhere. And so like Eli gets so mad when I grab like one of his like drawings and I'll
write on it.
I'll flip it over and I'll write like and on the back.
How do you do such a thing?
And he's like, "Why are there numbers on my drawing?"
Yes.
And I'm like, "I don't know."
That's artwork.
It's on the back. So he gets mad.
I would do.
Yeah, I'll just grab whatever. But I should start using our CRM more because I could convert an email from a client into a work task, so I won't be able to forget. And like the more moving, like spinning plates that I have, the harder it's becoming to rely on my memory. And so so if I need to start doing like certain things and following up and circling back around and et cetera, I really should start converting those emails into work tasks, and it will take the client's exact email and put it into a work task, and I can schedule it on myself and block time to get it accomplished depending on how big it is.
How often do you use dictation instead of actually writing things out?
What do you mean, like the voice to text?
Yeah. That's actually as a conglomerate called, I believe, dictation.
I don't know. I think like frequently, but it doesn't ever like it auto corrects to like the most weirdest shit. So like I
get rid of your slur.
I have to be careful. I have to be careful when I send stuff to client, like my employees or Rich or my mom or whatever. Well, I don't care, but like
kind of what I'm saying is
like a note to self kind of thing, like what you're saying. Yeah, or I could just like convert it. So it'd be
easy enough. That's what I'm saying is like how So Amory just commented that voice to text can't pick up her sarcasm and mumbling.
So wait. So
it can. It just translates as weird.
So we've spent like a good chunk of the time on like the expectation, what you do, how you follow up, like your methods and everything. But what about the flip side of it? What about when someone follows up too many times or they pick the worst time? Like, I don't even know how many times I've gotten phone calls in the last, 20 days about changing softwares for these things that these people want to pitch me software for accountants. Like, don't you know, like, this is our Super Bowl season right now? Like, I don't give a shit about software. Like, I need to just get this other stuff done right now.
Do you know how many times I get a call for they're offering me some great SBA loan? And they got this amazing offer and they call me. And I think probably our parents would be the ones who would always talk about it. But my mom used to always take the cold callers that would call our landline and put them in the towel drawer. And she'd literally just take the receiver off and put it right in the towel drawer and shut it. Like, it's always at dinner hour, your busiest time.
Yeah, I'm like, what accountant out there? Like, I would like to know, like, if there's any other accountants like listening to the show, I just don't understand. Like, I feel like those people's like schedules are crazy. Like, I could barely get the accountants that I work with to be like, yeah, let's talk new client. Most of them are like, you know what? Yes, I would love to take on a new client from you and all this stuff, but can we table this until March 15th and then do like March 16th? Send me the intro email because I'll have a week of downtime before I got to get after the April 15th people. You know, like I don't know. I feel like there's too many. Or people like will send you an email and then they'll be like, hey, just in case you missed my last email. Hey, in case you missed my last 6 emails. Hey, and they just send it like every 2 days. Like,
so is follow-up based on, okay.
Like I feel like
because
it's
you
too
mentioned,
much.
hang on, you mentioned AI before and CRMs. Is that AI and CRM doing all that work and not that agent? And
I don't know, whoever's doing it, like change the cadence. It's too much.
okay,
Like,
second,
I don't care if it's a person or not a person. Like, stop.
hang on. Well, then second, know your audience, right?
But like, I don't even know how they got my. Well, they Googled it and got my information.
It doesn't matter.
But,
know
like,
your audience. If you're talking to a bookkeeper, I'm not, or an accountant, I'm not pounding them 8 times a month for during the beginning of the year, the first quarter.
Right, but it's
Because
just,
I
like,
know that everybody's busy.
Right, like I don't know. Like, so do you feel like there's too many times you could follow up on somebody? before you're,
100%.
Like
Oh, yeah.
obnoxious.
Yes.
Like if
Yes.
somebody follows up with me too many times, there's been times where I've been like, I can't deal with this, so I can't work with them because I can't deal with this level of. It's too
Stupidity.
much. Like it's too much communication. Like
I
I need
focus-
like a little less.
I focus on understanding the industry and knowing my audience. And to me, that governs how much and often I would follow up if I needed to.
So what's your number of follow-ups before you'll like put them on like do not disturb or like
Or like I'm done.
spam call? Yeah, like where you just can't work with them because it's just too much.
What am I going for? Am I trying to gain their services or am I trying to gain their sale?
Like they're trying.
Am
like,
I trying to sell
like
to
let's
them?
say you guys met at a mixer
Uh-huh.
and you're not necessarily trying
am I
to
meeting?
like go
Is
full
he
on
cute?
like you guys aren't full on going to sell services to each other, but you guys kind of maybe want each other's Rolodex.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
how many times is too many times for somebody to follow up with you before you're like, shit, like I can't give them access to anybody in my Rolodex because somebody's going to punch me in the dick while we're golfing now. Because I just sent this crazy squirrel to them. Like it's
That's
the
an
same
aggressive.
thing.
That's an aggressive move, but I like it.
That's an
Cotton.
aggressive squirrel.
I like it. I
I'm
like it.
just saying
Cotton. I'm in.
It's like the same
I would
thing
say-
that, like, Kent
I would
was
say
saying
3
earlier.
times.
Like it's the same thing that
That's
Kent
to
was
me.
saying, but like just in reverse. Like when they blow off your contact, but what about when it's like so much? Like they're not getting the hint that you're either busy or they need to like, I don't know, go on your whatever your scheduling software and schedule like a little bit of time or something.
3 times. If I have not responded to you in 3 times and we have not talked, I mean, shame on me.
Right.
Because I should be, if they
At least
hit me,
say, like,
if
hey.
they hit me once or twice and I didn't respond, that's actually shame on me,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I should tell them the expectations.
Right. Like I'm not saying that you're in the right for ignoring them.
Fair.
I'm just saying
After
like,
3 times,
at some point, like
I give up.
like to just
Yeah.
let people know like yes, like everybody loves somebody that's passionate and aggressive in their field,
Mhm.
but like you also have to, like you say, like know your audience or read the room or something, like especially if it's somebody that you're going to be seeing on a regular basis at local events. Like if you guys are both local business owners, like you don't want to be the person that gets the reputation for ignoring people, but then you also don't want to get the reputation for being the annoying one.
Good point.
You know, like there's like a fine line.
Well, and that to me is where I would say it all depends, right? How much of spending time following up, spending time researching, if you know who your audience is that you're trying to follow up with,
Mhm.
right? Like we're talking following up as in I'm doing the following up, right? I'm trying to gain whatever asset or whatever they have that I want or need. I'm trying to gain that. So that means I need to follow up to get that said thing, right?
Yeah.
So in doing so, I'm going to be the one following up. I'm going to understand who they are, what type of industry they are, what their market is right now, right? Like right now, everybody in your industry is very busy.
Right.
I'm not going to follow up 800 times with somebody and go, like an accountant or anybody, and go, hey, did you get my quote? Hey, I need a quote. Hey, I need this. Hey, I want that. Hey, I need this. I understand they're busy. If we have a big storm, you're probably going to understand that I'm going to be busy, or, you know, we're going to be busy for the next week or 2, 3 weeks, whatever. Right. It's just understanding the industry, I guess, is where my mindset would be on how much I follow up with somebody.
Right. It's just like, I don't know, I guess like for me, the bane of like that for me is payroll people. Like they are relentless in calling. Like,
listen, there's certain industries.
They call so many times and they email so many times, and I'm like, look, like I don't specialize in payroll. Yes, we have a few clients that we run payroll for, but we do it through whatever software they already have established. I'm not committing to your software to push clients to try and get more payroll clients because I don't like having the time deadlines.
Well, I guess I've been given the wrong referrals.
Maybe you should follow up on that.
So it's not like,
hey, what did we learn? We got 4 minutes.
Like payroll clients are different than payroll providers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like very different.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you have people in your industry that do like the crazy follow-up, and you're like, if I have this situation occur, I will call you. Otherwise, don't call me no more.
No, it's more like people that follow up 800 times and they know you're busy. Hey, we just had a big old storm last night. I want to check in and make sure you guys are doing great. Yep. Doing great. Thanks.
You're like, yep, haven't slept in 48 hours.
Yep,
up to my ears in
great.
hell. I'm
all right,
good.
Awesome. I had somebody that followed up with me for the CRM. He goes, hey, just wanted to make sure you have I guess this will be what I learned today. It's how you follow up. Somebody came to me and said, hey, wanted to check in with you. Heard you wanted, or I would like to talk to you about blah, blah, blah. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Here is my link below to schedule an appointment. Please schedule an appointment with me. No questions. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
What?
It's the type of follow-up. Like, I'm not going to, you reached out to me and said, hey, you got any questions? Please reach out to me. Schedule something down below. Well, if I'm following up with somebody, I'm not going to go, hey, please, here's my schedule. Please click on the one that works best for you. I'm not clicking on anything, right? Like, to me, the follow-up is, hey, I'd love to meet with you and talk with you. Let's talk sometime. I'd like to get to know you, right? Like, how you follow up, I guess, to me is more important than because you follow up.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I guess what I learned today, I'm not going to steal Kent's. So what I learned today is that I think that I apply the same philosophy across multiple aspects, in the fact that I just use the phrase all the time, well, you're an adult. And I probably should stop.
Should not.
Because basically I started saying, well, you're an adult, instead of saying common sense. And so like I replaced it.
Interesting.
But yeah. So
interesting.
Kent, what did you learn today, Kent? Because I didn't want to steal yours.
No, I learned that you don't want to sit around a bonfire with any of the Turners.
Listen, you think I'm the only loud one?
No, God, no.
Well,
there's a whole slew of us.
What we learned in the green room now is that,
yes, really.
that Joe was explaining his tires on
his new schmoopy.
On his new
schmody. The new truck's called Schmody.
And we identified that Joe is more of a redneck than we thought, since he was talking these tires up and saying like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get some other tires for my day-to-day drivers, but I'll use these ones for like my parade tires and stuff.
He got his Sunday going to meeting.
So redneck. I go, guys. Haven't you known me?
He got his Sunday going to meeting tires.
Listen, the new.
Pretty truck though. It is.
Thank
a nice
you,
truck.
Thank you, Aunt Sharon. I appreciate you bringing in some different things. The reddest of necks. Yes. Thank you, Anne Marie. All right. Yeah.
Here's what I know. Joe doesn't use anything for any type of follow up. He just whatever. That's it.
Relatively.
Sometimes he remembers, sometimes he doesn't.
That's what my wife says.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not actually true.
But that's what I learned.
Oh my God. Anne Marie says homeboy is Kid Rock with some Eminem. You gotta just love that sibling love.
That's right.
Thanks for tuning in, Anne Marie.
All right. The other thing that I learned during the show is my son's getting married next week. So there you go.
Oh,
Congrats.
really?
Wait, Red, next week?
Yeah, next week. How about that?
How about that?
How about that?
Uh,
Congratulations.
Really?
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Wow.
Congratulations.
We all learned that today.
That's right.
Awesome. Listen, don't hate.
I'm not hating. I love them. I'm happy for
No,
them.
I'm talking about
Oh,
me.
for you? Oh, I love you too, man. No, there's definitely
I know.
there's definitely no. I swim in that same pool quite often.
It's a tough pool to be in.
Yeah.
It is. We get in trouble sometimes.
Yeah.
I was better in insurance, but I'll get better at it now.
There you go.
There you go. Amory, timing is everything. Love you, girl. All right. We're signing out officially, I think.
Yeah, gotta
Right?
go.
Peace.